Malcolm at about the POG political media no so say it's not to say na say oh my Ghana and mu man nsem na so yajebre say ye de nsem ni bi ba some POG pedwafo ene oh my Ghana say the be omo so behu no mate ane omo hu de ekọ ene de hinta ne de hinta wo political highway ni so ni na ibe e de aba Summ0n na mo na mate de ekọ na me so subscribe ya obey drop a subscription na wa share no for so ensa so etimi aka na men jebre ye bo e de Ryan Sima ne ye bo e de ra eye call Taylor Kevin Taylor ni issue a to say bench warrant justice and I say Kyeí bafo and so edit tone so a to say the so the tone is say bra then na e be po e de ra my Ghana no aban ehwe na say judicial system no ehwe na to say police for and so far aban kaba engu ne sana to say omo so emfa no ko to afiase enam kasafin bi ono so say wakasa e de tia Ghana judicial system no na ka me akoye ensem a ekọ Taylor kan no na against justice Kyeí bafo no so anti oti asem no na say one fan kwan paso na say onu hu say like kasafin no so kasa editia no and enye say as the judicial system as a whole now when na bench warrant na nim na no ada the high court no so ultimate na say am so dey sa bench warrant to baby a say am so squash ya say Kevin Taylor betimi so ultimate aba o my Ghana mu a say bibia so intimacy now when na manfo di nkomo na the MPP journalist Paul A.Otchéré and so ko gina na fidia na say ne dwumadi a odi so na niam o kan wo ne show na say na che say ko bit Taylor ono so right and the kwan of us what is ono so it's me handle Kyeí bafo Wàrrànt na right thing because justice Kyeí bafo entimi so answer a rate be say umbra na ono so emeka ne part and one say or the bench warrant no and so edit one so me say regibre na ya po e dey ransom no me that
Mini am ni adofo say ye ba ha na ye be ka asem a wo be kan bo videos no Canada Japan no mo nsem o maka amanfo play equalization minia ye nsem a ye be ka ha sei no ye nka asem fa nkototo obi ade ho ye nka say ye betena ha na ye kasa fa kototo obi ade ho so that ade tia na wakofa na ade come there be that's not what we doing asem bi a ye ka bia no e fresh fresh effective ne be effective echna ne be effective da akweti wo kasa de wo yenyame me yenyame no me yenyame yes because obi abeye plain principle at ho the same principle na the plain etu enra echi etu ne sa principle na the betu ochina into that nipa no so yenyame ana yes. If we see ourselves say ye nyame a anka saa nyoma we nyina na emma ye betena ha ho ye de yawa emu odin ye de kasa de kire ye mpanyimfo ba ye mpanyimfo ne mpese omo besese free bone no omo di ne hunti no they will always see us our utterances say ye di omo atem Minia oya de pa. Obi said that if you was peddling falsehood and nuntina sami jemfian take him nano answer ni se wodi court no inti court ebe map to me ni a 7 no yes 7 no na se wa ma anase wa nhu a ye be fa different ways na me be bo Paula domochi na nka se nu mu asem se ofi se wa kofa lawyer na lawyer young guy na ode ne ba in studio no Echiremu say yenhwe say ade no ayefe natural justice no Kevin Taylor Kyeí bafo man bia na the fundamental human rights ena Kyeí bafo epese otietia so mintie wanu asem me na Ghana for the mra na hyɛ me nsɛm de me pɛ na me de mra no bɛyɛ na saa ne de mra no yɛ a anka ne senka get to tokonu ene nam ho no mo a onu timi bɛyɛ press conference no se na jache ba fo ye no se saa kwan ne bia so ne se ye de fa so a anka de tie na no anka ye be get to tokonu afri baby otene kro a ye ma na so tire bia because ye ne de mra na ma ye nti wo se ye de ye pɛ. We don't do like that. Minya enipa nya nkra ne o system ni mo yehu ni akoso ne be koso ahwede ekoso afa mun Ghana for afa de munimumra and the same court system no etimi de Gregory Afoku emrache se ye man bail no ebesi ne oda so hyem minimum ra no fundamental human right yetiatia so ya cheba for because NPP for any nkofo a omo align with NPP no omo di omo pese omo kanipa ho nsem but wono oka omo ho nsem de ya omo ntiase wa bomusuo wa frensuo di afra owia
of that and suppress the people. In 2012, Judge Cheba in 2012, he was a circuit court in 2012. In 2012, he was a circuit court. He superintended over a cocaine case. It turned into Kokonte. It was this man. 2012, he was a circuit court. He superintended over a cocaine case. That cocaine turned into Kokonte. 2012, go and check Cheba's record. Nana Dankwa Akuffo came and they moved him to the High Court. At a point, he was joining appeal court cases. And then Madam Tokonu said he is ripe to be taken to the Supreme Court. Cheba. When he was in law school, 100 students in his class. Only first 40, he wasn't part of that class. Yeah, he knows. He was in class with all these lawyers you are seeing. So we need to understand. It is not personal. It is us trying to fix the system and making sure that the right thing is done. We don't hate anybody. We can speak to the judiciary. We can condemn judges when they are not doing the right thing. It does not mean it should affect the judge's work. Because whatever commentary a journalist gives, when a journalist says a judge is being biased, it does not mean that I have infringed on your right. It is up to you to make sure you do your job. If a journalist believes that some of the utterances and your actions, your body language, it does not really sound well or look good, a journalist has the right to question your body language. Do you guys want us to do lifestyle audit on judges in Ghana? Do you guys want us to do lifestyle audit? The kind of things wealthy people have amassed. When we do lifestyle audit in Ghana, most judges in Ghana will go to jail. Majority will go to jail. But that is not what we are talking about. We are talking about your actions and your conduct in the court. Judges are not supposed to be pleasing politicians. Judges are supposed to be just. Judges are supposed to look at the issue. Judges are supposed to speak and make sure everybody involved in the case is calm, because your decision can destroy lives. Because you don't want somebody to put your brother or your sister or your wife in jail for 16 years whilst you know some things were not done right. Whilst you know maybe the way you sat on the case.
Afe mwati yasiye dientia. Na amanfo eye adwuma wo Supreme Court wo ne ye court system ne di favor politician a ne yeti he kasa. Unim ne ndia. Won say ene no Supreme Court no eye nneoma right no. Ghanaian see say eno me wrong because ya tenase ahwe ama for the Supreme Court no perpetrating wrongdoing. the court system no as suppressing nipa. Intianena level-headed, rational human beings air control Supreme Court any Chief Justice what bet now almost be a fair hearing no. And then the all your right in the moment no. You saw the wrong thing. Adentia because it involves Kyeí. Because it involves Kyeí. But look at the time one references now make say Manasi. A friend say Mugabe Masi was one wine. Only sanko for Muntie free no. Muntie free no. Yet the bench one kofa woman and now say judge Supreme Court for no. Efre woman say. Any say John say. Mumra na mumeche mu die ntia. Any kwan say yede mutum. See the difference. Muntie free. Were they given the opportunity to explain themselves? They were given the opportunity to explain their issues. But let's ask, say, Makabi be scandalous. And when people do not have the legal basis, they try to muzzle their way through. So people say, "Emran on to me." And fam paniso senia according to our own feelings, no, not according to the law, no. I feel no, or the buga and the film. Now the buga film unswa, and yet da na buga no. A bit me do I could do a tree, a debi or ha, bugan do be cool by unruho. Tia santiki na meno cano. Bugano a do be call but unruho. Oh, yeah, call but in young oh, Cono. You're in the process. What do dear? What Timia could do or botai no? Ube Timmy the Bugano ako or the Udi Tuanamon, but Bugano into me found do. This is what people don't understand. Ubeye jaja ya catch ubeye educate and what issue be aswa. Try to separate politics from justice. Ubon say I can't say me at your door for be a politician. Then you start to ask yourself, say, what does the law say? Not what can I do to please my friend in the other side. The question should always be what the law says, not what you think, what you feel. The law says. It's what the law says, not what you feel or what you think. Yentie Paul Adumochi. No one can know 17.
So you were in court this morning, very briefly. So, what happened?
Well, so the court ruled. So initially, when the party, that is Kyeí and his lawyer, the learned Peter Okujeto, were in court, the Attorney General's department did not appear. No, the picture of the Supreme Court, please.
Yeah, that's the Supreme Court. He wants the Supreme Court building. Okay.
So the lawyer, the states, the Attorney General's department, no representative came from the Attorney General's department. In fact, Justice...
No one.
That is so. I mean, there were lawyers from the Attorney General's department for other matters, but not specifically for this one.
So the Attorney General was not represented?
Yes. And indeed, I remember Justice Summ0n insisted and said that everybody must see that indeed the Attorney General's department was saved. And they did not appear. Indeed,
they did not appear.
Yes, there was no representation.
But they can do that. It's easy to do.
Well, you may, but it would be best to at least appear and tell the court exactly. Yeah. Appear and tell the court that we have no interests. Opposing the motion, but not to appear. But maybe somebody was also assigned. Maybe the person could not make it, and so we cannot really jump the gun and make conclusions. Okay. To be quite unfair to them, and so the decision was handed down. We do not have the full complement of the judgment of the ruling yet in respect of this matter. But it would seem that the main arguments the court was making was that the procedure is that the courts must first make what we call a summons. The summons, as we discussed earlier, the summons is directed at the person to attend court and show why he should not be placed in custody. The argument that actually erupted after, and in fact before, which we discussed here earlier, was that the summons operates in this instance also as an arrest warrant, in the sense that the arrest warrant is to show cause why he should not be committed.
So when such a person is arrested, he's not being taken to jail. He's being taken to
brought
court.
to court to show why he should
to the same court that did the warrant.
Exactly, why he should not be thrown behind bars.
And he can make arguments.
Yes, he can make arguments. Oh, so he can beg. He can make a constitutional argument. In fact, I even believe that, that's my opinion, Kyeí should have gone before J-Bar and
To withdraw.
to not withdraw person, but even make the argument that the power of contempt, the ambit of the power of contempt, there should be an interpretative, the Supreme Court should have interpretative guidelines for the exercise of the power of contempt.
That is too broad.
It's too broad, it's too vague, so that there could be some jurisprudential discussion, and then upon that we go to the Supreme Court for a determination. But we have missed out on that opportunity, because
But maybe he was worried that if he appeared before J-Bar will say, I don't agree with you, go to jail.
Well, that is one way to look at it. Everybody.
But
must
somebody
face
was telling
the
me
music
that the
he
other way
plays.
to have gone about it was that I bring him before J-Bar. Whilst he's standing there, his lawyer informs J-Bar that the certiorari application has been filed at the Supreme Court against you. Can you stay and let's hear the certiorari application?
That's
and then application is granted, and so J-Bar knows that would have been. I mean, they use certain words.
The purpose of the so the thing is.
Asemna omokano omo fi se nipa jini. Asemna omokano omo fi se nipa jini that Kyeí should have appeared before the J-Bar and blah blah blah. Yeah, mo fi se we are too smart. If you cannot sense danger, if you cannot sense be a stupid, we can sense that. Now the enemy Akuffo yes, you won't die will be man bill, Gregor Afuku. Say, a nipano or yet the bidding of party, no. Or so we should go and appear before the J-Bar. Now, one case what year, Duma. Or no nipano, meaning a wasem, means some good nanim. Now, add a nipano in your emotions, or no dear oba or no. On some go for no Jimmy. On said they know, say, the natural way was saying, the man nipano. Also was scandalized one. One farmer no into my bidna and no more for bibia, but almost statement or make it biazono a year to the defense of Kevin Echo Bedu Taylor. These people have ample time. Ye Timmy fire platform. Eddie a Càse teaching Ghana problems and could then pardon more. Entino abobo yafo boys eno di DSS for girls ye be catch them sa issues ni nya omo but Kyeí obekwa akode prison ene hu nya no na mebusa mo se Kyeí onua Ghana sika onzo go for no magini onua Ghana sika judges ni bi otewa omo ebo citizens apo eje omo sika ebu ntantia no what is Kyeí di wo judges are a case of makoje mponchino o take Kyeí di wo. But issues say cathedral ye wia yesika no oba be dran we defend it because eye ni nua na area so it's okay. And until na me say Akuffo cathedral criminality probe, your donation can change laws. Help us to reach our goal. We need 1 million cedis. Enti, you can scan the GoFundMe when you're down QR code, no? You can send your donation through and go to 0240258269. Dino, I think say Dino will be here.
So like give you media any day and we'll go class so I may so bet your like as on subscribe to a POG POG Media as well and tempana or bet your subscription now I share no for so as I saw at me a canon so no matter the echo any day ever and then come out say a personal grudge be and so at that a year Kyeí and a year justice for the High Court Justice Chamber for Montema and also nam so to say justice the home bufu and so echo the bench warrant the tone so say but then I be see oh my God aban and I say police war and far bank about winning sanity so also and got that fiasi now I say a quite of fast so you need the right path because ono so who say na ban na the work na say the political party na wa ban this I think offer power the abon board the action in same dia the call Kwame and so afa kwan a ono so pe na te senka ono so atimi nampo the room wo afiase a te se ono so enka ono ne part and so atimi church no me say be chimbre na ya to aso na eti
me Ghana hon me nsani momo bi anko na me hu kwan ma fa so register me din wo nti no but we be hu kwa me kodua the moment abi hu kwa me kodua wo din nim dia no once you have the right number no and one you're okay to go. We have to raise funds so that even if aban so prosecute Akuffo Addo ya hebe prosecute Akuffo Addo na baby bia obi afa Ghana sika edi akọ cathedral we ho no omo de beba enti na matena say flyer we say no we need to know baby a sika afa sa sem we nya Paul Adomochi because ne sofo ene kusibuaten another osofo kronfo ne hamaya group no ubekwa akowura mu no na sa ne hamaya group no ono a na techiri otikumase enso ogibisia o han dan to ho Accra otikumase o no han dan to ho Accra ni was and sofo bi tu kwan de obeka say time bi abeko bia no na akope hotel but odi aban sika ene eye ne nyent no okọ Accra ya han dan na to ama no so obedemo so on dem oboso me so a 6 months a yitwia. And this is the reason entinkofo we die omo life nyina say anka de bia aboniefo ne nkoso ne de endi aso tie no omo ansem na ebi ye chichimu di amamo omo ansem nyame nsem.
As the arrest warrant is directed at law enforcement agencies to procure someone's attendance. And so the arrest warrant in and of itself is not a process or a procedure that goes on in courts. It is directed at the police. It's more or less an order of the police.
To go and bring this guy to the court.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A summons is directed at an individual to appear. Unlike the arrest warrant that is directed at the police
to go and get him.
To procure the
But
attendance.
arrest warrant can also locate the person hearing about it, show up.
Oh yes. Okay. If you hear there's an arrest warrant,
so if it is true that there were agencies of state who protected him away from the court, will they have committed an offense in the light of a having
because there's an
later?
I mean, at the time, and
that they found him.
Yes. So the legal principle: if you and I litigate over land, and the court gives you judgments, and the court says that you are the winner, and therefore the land is yours, I cannot say because I disagree, I am not complying with the order of the court. Till that order is set aside, it is the law, and it is what's supposed to stand.
So those persons may, if it's true that happened, they may have questions to answer.
Exactly, but the thing is that it is the state that ensures these things are followed through. But it seems the state also did not appear in this instance for whatever reason. So we are waiting for the full reasons of the courts in respect of this issue to make a full and comprehensive analysis as to why the court ruled in this manner. But I'm sure it's an issue of maybe a view of technicality against intent or whatever. I don't think maybe the courts would have.
There's a matter that I have to bring to your attention. It's been on most of the NDC platforms. They said that Kennedy Japan. There's another article that says Kennedy Japan's own was completely different. Kennedy Japan scandalized the court by attacking a judge. A judge issued a warrant. He went to the Supreme Court on the basis that the judge did not ask him to come and defend himself. The position of Kennedy Japan's lawyers was that Kennedy Japan is a member of parliament and you know where to find him. So the judge should have issued it on parliament that produced Kennedy Japan, and they would have done so. But to go ahead without hearing him and do that, and that's the decision the Supreme Court took. So they are thinking that it's on all fours, as the lawyers say, with this one, and there's a lot of disagreement on social media.
The issue of
that in this one, there was no way to serve him. He was not going to be willing to come. So it's clearly different if you issue the arrest warrant.
Yeah.
You know.
The issue of service, particularly for MPs, is that there is a specific way MPs are served. So for me, if somebody wants to sue me, the person can meet me, can come to my office at Adabraka and give me a show wherever. I'll come here on my way home. But MPs, it's different. There are days they are supposed to be served. In fact, in Parliament, there are officers that can receive processes from the courts on behalf of MPs. And the rationale is that the job of Parliament is very fundamental. We were all in this country when the D levy was passed at 11:30, 12 a.m. And so the nature of Parliament is it is standing for the 4 years. There are times here.
So every minute he's in Parliament.
Every minute
is deemed to be
he's deemed to either exactly going to or from. Even the act of parliamentarians going from place to place, talking to.
It's all deemed to be part of
parliamentary work. Yeah. Parliamentary work is not just sitting in the chamber and saying yeah. And so the rationale behind that can be said that there is a format, and we all know the position of the law in the NTHC case, that when the law lays down a specific process for doing something, it is that process that ought to be followed. In this instance, Kevin.Tayl0r is not an MP. There is no specific instance for procuring his attendance. There's no specific process for procuring his attendance. In any case, the other side may also argue that in any case, it is still the same thing, that the summons must have been issued, and then upon him failing to attend courts, the arrest warrants, because the issuance of the arrest warrant also puts some, makes him a sort of pariah. People begin to say, hey, now you arrest warrants. Well, sooner there's an arrest warrant on you. And so the court should have afforded him the opportunity to attend. And then upon failing to attend, then he would, the court could.
So those who now want to sue Kevin.Tayl0r, and those who have sued him already and obtained judgment, is it good news for them? Is it better news for them than that he's not available?
It's not. Well, he has to be saved. He has to be saved. And if his location in Ghana cannot be found, they can attempt service 3 times. If they attempt service 3 times, they can apply for what we call substituted service, where he can be served through WhatsApp, he can be served Facebook, posting notice on the walls of the high courts, or the notice.
So you post Facebook and tag him.
Yeah, you can post on Facebook and tag him,
and then the trial can start.
Exactly.
It will be assumed that he doesn't want to participate.
Exactly.
Then you go and get a judgment.
And they can get.
Then whenever you can enforce it against him.
Exactly. You do what we call entry of judgment, where you detail the amount of money that has to be collected from him, and then you also attempt service of the entry of judgment. If still the process, you do it 3 times, you come for substituted service, it is posted, and then it can be enforced. However, if he is not in the jurisdiction, that is also there's a different procedure for instituting actions against people that are not in the jurisdiction.
But given that he's not ordinarily resident here, he may not change that. Is he now to be considered as in the jurisdiction or not?
Yeah, he's a Ghanaian citizen, and he lives. Well, I won't say he lives here, but
he has been here to seek legal process,
exactly,
legal redress.
Yes, in fact, if those who were going after him may have suspected he would have been at the Supreme Court, they could have been hiding at the premises. So immediately
I think you had a conversation between me and another lawyer who said that he just got there and then the Prado took off and he'd taken the number of the Prado and he's doing something.
He should have sat on an Okada and chased the Prado.
He said he just got there and the Prado took off. He was just going to get the bailiffs to arrest the Prado that he was using so that national security will beat them up and then we can have a story.
Maybe the lawyer is a gentleman. Someone would have sat on an Okada and chased the Prado because once he leaves the court premises, how are you going to find him again? And in our jurisprudence, service is so fundamental.
Yeah.
If you have not served a process on a party, the court can say I do not have jurisdiction to.
But here you can do substituted service.
Exactly. That's it. So, and even the substituted service, there's a threshold. You have to attempt service 3 times.
At least 3
show
times.
the court at least 3 times.
So that you are unable to reach him.
I'm unable to reach him. And any future attempts
will be futile,
Exactly. And then the court would give.
Because he would have left Prestige Link and gone back to America or gone to States.
I don't know if it's at #1 Prestige Link, but that is what is in there.
I hear they are doing party. They are doing party today.
Oh, thank you very much. You are victorious. You have to celebrate.
Thank you.
My life is in stage.
Minia, Akroma di, ena Canada Japan di ene die, ena your process massa omoboa. The only thing and say who ko serve member of parliament, make it your running chance say make sure say o service no and destructive ni duty or parliament. Na so member of parliament ni fee na on free parliament and answer or co parliament. Emre bienu esu hu kwan ze wo so serve no. These are some of the technicalities enkofo ni di wiamo the technicalities no until say enkoto betna hase yakana na majority of you no enim say president free akonya so a untumi mfane nko court Ghana constitution in here or see if serving at the MP's residence or office is difficult, the court may need to coordinate with the parliamentary service to ensure the sermon is served in a way that does not interfere with parliamentary duty. Now, when we now or the parliament in the body no Summ0n na another way, notice in Gazette. In some cases, if the MP cannot be located, the court may authorize service by publication in the official gazette. Omo kan kro nkofo yumo. Omo ye intellectually dishonest, and it begs this question: are they even intellectuals? It begs the question: are they even intellectuals? No. If indeed they are, they would not be behaving this way. They are not intellectuals. Ofi say monim kwasiafo bi na enya. Na mofi say tete no nkofo betena radio so TV so sa boys fo no a motete internet ne so TikTok o jimia ubie bookman na wontumi nkan no aya mofi say moni omu bi na enya. Mofi say moni omu bi na enya. Enti mo ba no mo betwa ntro no ma fam ho adi na mokọ say enobi a member of parliament ye was procedure bay. The mrano can say, oh, Kosevina, because Nipano or representing Kofobi or parliament. And it's what the parliament or not all the and Yoma be the ma baby or representing or one or more mutual constitution in Hansemino, a bit interfere the process, no. But the parliament, member of parliament, need to fee. Now with me locating say or tinifia. And maybe anyway so home quine. So won't mean seven. Mujusu, the Supreme Court, no. Emma Kennedy Japan, the same thing that K.Tayl0r at the core and say, Judge na man ho kwan. Ama na ama me chichi mu. Enti no oba begin chiri mu. One who say akwane se na asem na no. O sinka K.Tayl0r betumi dey akọ gina je cheba afọ anim no aka kire ne say Omudi asena nanka omo apply for Sup.Jüdgés was Supreme Court say ye de we ko say ye kodi nchiremu because ye Càse contempt of court na ye broad intino anka Supreme Court nchiremu ni hu the scope nanka je cheba afọ no ono pese Ochi an icon edim ranu etum na obey hero no nanko ama ho na sa de we no process we no akoso. We are too smart guys. Mumu nimi yentia se munimi yanka mo misenka mo ashada de eche enye dede o enye dede wi ase no wonni nkwase madika ka che se sekan kura bodam ni na o pese wo je sekan no a woni bodam fo no ye gidigidi a ubewuna bodan ni tiase. Enti time wa mode bench warrant ni ye nyina ni ehu se sekan kura bodamfo na ye ni bodamfo ye gidigidi ya ansa na amanfo ntiase se na ye dibim no na bodan ni na kunya wi na oda so tiase. So de be ni se ye be dimi ye ho ni ye ni bodan ni nyina ye pe nya pe kwan ye be fa so agisekan na no nam no afi bodan ni nsa na menuanom ya agisekan na na ase ye nyeye ya agisekan no e de ato ho enne ye de ano enne ano na e ka asem no enne ye de ano ne ano ka asem no asekan sem enim no eno na ye amanfo ya no because omo de omunim ni se obi aka asem atia minti no gidigidi ko che ne fa ne tum enye adwuma ne enti no se mo se mo nti ase enu nti Supreme Court no problem wo ho a any problem no ebekoso a wo ho because enye mo nkwase asem nti na Supreme Court ye ti ho yi Chief Justice Bafuboni ebe dina mo nkwase asem so na odi innocent people akotum abra ye ma mo fair hearing enye dwuma inti mo nhyɛ mo sapo no nsuo na a lot of things ebesi na mo bɛbɔ mo nsɛm edi ama no inti binia mo a mo de betu yanim sɛ yɛnhwɛ na nkoto baabi bi obi afa yesika no me say yigyae ma aban ne nko ana ebeya asɛm itimi raise sika we a will be able to prosecute certain people. Now, if you know, Matisse Akuffo minim so wabade ya yes na oni Ghana ho. Na yes ya kwaje bench Wàrrànt ni bi. Ye frɛ na wo ma. Wo so ma mecheche sika na odi enimu a. O meche die nti odi ni tumi e Ghana asase e de koye private business a. Na ono so bekwa akotena abrochire bia bia ka che se na sonye ne ya, ne sie ne ya, ne kakaya ne ya. Yete ha. Intimi nua ebrenya dru wo a wo se wo beboa no ebrenya dru intu betimi akọ GoFundMe sa GoFundMe no eno ano Akuffo Addo friend say Cathedral criminality probe obon say e wo GoFundMe any amount bi a e welcome ketua bi enswa we need to challenge not just the status quo. Let your contribution, let your donation change laws. Let us test the full laws na ewo Ghana constitution mo ne enhwe samanfo ye de assembly court amanfo be ba be ka kire say president bi wo Ghana ho ana politician bi ewo immunities bi ewo Ghana 1992 constitution mo ana. Don't sit there for people to bamboozle you for the mere fact that you did not sit in a law lecture hall. With whether you sat in there or you did not, the fact of the matter is you are able to read the constitution and get full grasp, full understanding for yourself. And seven a work constitution, ye tro say nipa ntiase ye antro say eme confusing nipa. Aha, and I didn't do bedru. I think a lot of you guys no will want to call, but unfortunately no, and then no untimi mintimi makwan. O friend no, please convert it into cash. Support this cause. Let's think say by a month's time, no, at least we should be working around 200,000 or so. And as and when as can be biano, we will channel it to the right Prince Cortes. I will say many Martin Pebu any din komo. And no man say rough estimate say we will need something around this time. Say a bar. Not yen to me, and yet all the two cases, we will pick one, either criminal one or the civil one. No, into no, let's raise the funds. Let's raise the funds. And no. Open say we support wa. Into mo anamo friend koto, and who can say abayance Saudi Akuffo Addo beko court no. Min kwa min to me nya sesika we and fire en court. But what the one city bra, me so me the media kan ho a, ye de beko akodu court ho. Ni akwaje atemwa enti uba ya poladomoche ono ankasa de ne platform no akyirimu a entimi emfa Kevin enkohye tokrubiem na emum de ya ne se e defend se ya amane mpo the judge no kwa no oni jurisdiction kwa also ode yes ade no but omo entimi anko no straight direct say de makọ no direct because omo enamfonom enana omo kura sekan no edidi nkosesem no adafo frebe friend say no ye besan ehia enti no yakramo minia tie na asema ebe
Medasi so come on I bo ediwa dwumadi meshe so subscribe to POG Political Media obejo post subscription so you say POG there eba no Ghana authentic political updates are unyane baby be as a POG media so and also on sabet me akana one who what the echo and the eba or my gun a political space in I'm actually so person to come and I say udin common for or betting me so abo at the comment section or now so wedding come on a POG media rant here remember now so yaba ma mo e mo e me da si so jebre e de ma POG e be